Right, so hello viewers, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Battle Academy 2, the Eastern Front. So, continuing forwards, we're moving on to Mission 3, before that, a couple of announcements. First and foremost, going over the press notes once again. The full release of the game will have co-op multiplayer, which was one of the things that I forgot to mention there. So, it's quite neat. It'll feature, your traditional competitive head-to-head type of things there, but in addition to that, you also have cooperative multiplayer scenarios as well. So quite honestly, I'm not exactly sure as to how well those will work out, or rather, how the gameplay mechanics there will function, but I'd imagine it's one of these battles, and you effectively just split control of one big group of units down to, say, two players or more, and that's just, speculation on my part, but it's quite neat. No other RTS, no other strategy game apart from Red Alert 3 comes up in regards to actual co-op multiplayer, so it's definitely an intriguing and promising idea. The other things that come to mind are like the cooperative, like I'd say defense type of things, like the Dawn of War 2 thing, where it's like you had to fight in an arena, you just had to survive for the longest period of time, really. So yeah, that's that. Anyhow, mission number 3, Assault and Exploitation. The Red Army surges forward to attack. After the second mission, of course, we probe the enemy's main lines of defense, and after a devastating artillery barrage taken unawares, the defenders are left stunned and confused. So, this will be a full-on Soviet attack mission, and, well, would you look at that, this is more or less a continuation of the second battle there. So, the area over here of West Road, North Line, and Forest Path makes a appearance once again, though the map is extended and, I want to say, slightly changed to incorporate Center Line and Highway over there. So this will be quite the massive battle. This will be the largest battle we've seen yet. It will be a monster battle of 2,500 points worth of stuff here. So we have a wide variety of different choices to, a wide variety of choices to make on the line of picking out some vehicles for us. So, starting off, infantry is fairly cheap for this batch, and people who are, followers of the channel will know that I am heavily inclined to buy all of the infantry that I can. So, first and foremost, I'll buy out all of the Soviet sappers, Soviet riflemen, SMG squads, and the like there. And moving forwards from the infantry sector there, we have quite a few different vehicles to buy inside this mission here. We have a selection of some of these T-34 variants. These T-34s were arguably, the best tank in World War II. The 85 variants here had, despite what the media commonly portrays, these T-34s had they had enough penetration power to take down Tigers and Panthers, I'd say, fairly reliably. So there's that. We have a few of these SU type assault guns, and these were typically a mashup of assault guns and tank destroyers here. So these things are pretty cool. We have a line of 85s over here, some of the heavier 152s, and some of the 122s, I believe, over here. So yeah, a lot of different things, or a lot of different types of tanks here. And I think what we'll do is we'll pick out all of the lighter tanks, because we get 2 IS, rather 3 of these heavy IS, the Joseph Stalin line of tanks for free. So we'll grab a few of these assault guns as well, but the main thing is that I want to grab all of the T-34s, I want to grab all of those, and with the T-34s, the game gives us, again, going off of that high count of different types of units, we have some of these unique variants as well, such as these PT-34 mine roller ones, and some of these flamethrower variants as well. So I think we'll just buy those. The flamethrower tanks cost a tad more than I would like to spend on them, and now with our 171 points remaining, I guess we will just buy one flamethrower tank on this sector over here, and we'll just go with that. And we also have a YAG 10 AA truck. I'm not really sure whether or not this thing's any good, but I wanted to see it in action, so we'll go with that. I think we'll keep the difficulty setting on the medium level here, just as is, just simply because, and we'll start off the mission with a lovely artillery barrage. And the Soviets really loved these. They had some sort of a policy where it was like, I think 10 tubes, or 10 guns per 50 meters of frontage. So they were quite deadly and quite grand in scale. And would you look at that, that is just gonna pummel everywhere around center line here. It's already causing a few casualties. Yep. Ooh. Knocked out one heavy AT gun as well, starting off. So that is quite nice. So this will be more or less, yeah, just a frontal assault, I guess. We've already figured out what the enemy has here inside the northern portion of the map. So I guess what the game designers want for this mission is to perhaps do a bit of a flanking maneuver coming off of the area up here and sweeping all the way from this edge of the map going north to south, and to do some sort of a maneuver like that is my plan, or at least my guess as to how we're going to do this mission. And with that said, I guess we'll begin off of that note and we'll get our guys moving here. Have a lot of infantry and a lot of tanks at our disposal inside this mission, so this one should be, I'd say, a fairly ferocious battle as things move around and develop here. And taking a look at our objectives just briefly, we had to capture 7 of those victory locations. We had to destroy at least 35 units, and we had to, or for those optional achievement objectives, we have to destroy 50 units. Starting off, we already have 1 freebie, so thank you, Mr. Artillery Barrage. We had to destroy 10 units before turn 6, and we had to win without losing more than 10 units. So I guess we'll try to go for the achievements once again, and going forwards with our plan. I think what I'll do here is I'll deploy, or rather I'll try to shimmy a lot of our infantry inside the mission in the middle of the map here towards the northern area here, seeing as how the enemies have already taken quite a few losses on northern line here. Oh, and inside this mission we get introduced to these Soviet sapper units. These guys have a smoke ability much like the mortars we've seen last time, though this one's only oops, didn't mean to do that, but it's only a one It's a 1 hex radius type of thing where they can only fire just around them. In addition to that, they have a mine clearing ability as well. So once they go over these minefields, they will actually clear them out as well. So they're quite useful there. And we'll just get them to clear out the line like that. Now over here, we'll get these sappers to do their thing as well. We have a cluster of infantry here, and I guess I'll get these guys to just push forwards as best as they can in this area, see whether or not they can spy into those trenches. And over here we have a whole volley of different tanks coming down this highway. They have a few of these mine clearer vehicles, so my idea behind this is that I'll get the mine clearers to go forwards for now, get a section of the heavier vehicles to go directly behind them, and I think I'll get the IS-2 to lead the pack here, coming off the side, and I'll get our tanks to turn and look all pretty like over here. And I guess we'll just try to drive straight through the enemy's defenses here and really make a push into the back ranks of the enemy's alliance like that. So we'll get our vehicles turned here and we'll get them going on that note shortly. I'll make them into a nice lovely column over here. And we also have some of these half-tracks carrying infantry as well during this scenario. And in addition to that, we also have a wide variety of different abilities to use this time. So we've already seen the medic and the rally ability. This time we have a drill sergeant ability, which will allow us to level up our infantry once every 2 turns. So that'll give them a freebie promotion. And if you promote a unit twice, of course, they gain a special ability. So I think for the Soviet rifle squad, they get a sniping ability. So that's quite neat. And going forwards from there, we have 3 different indirect fire support abilities here. So we have the IL-2 Sturmovik as a bit of a support plane. We have a Katyusha rocket barrage, and as you saw there, we had the 152mm artillery as well. What I think I'll do here is that following our plan, breaking through northern line here, what I think I'll do is that I'll get the Katyusha rocket volley, because these do take a few turns to set up. I'll get the Katyushas to fire on this line over here, so that'll take 3 turns to set up and it'll fire off. Likewise, we've already seen that these enemy fortifications, these pillbox ones, seem to contain AT guns. So I'm gonna get the IL-2 to make a run here, and seeing as how we can, I believe we can use these indefinitely, so long as, you know, we wait for their cooldowns to expire. I think we'll just get these to fire off, and we'll just target those fortifications and get the ball rolling there. And in the meantime, what I'll do is that I'll bring up the tanks here to follow in accord with our plans. So I'm going to get the vast majority of our tank swarm to come up over here. And we're going to exploit the fact that the German line inside the north here seems particularly vulnerable. So I'll get our swarm of tanks to move there, and I don't think we have any unused, unmoved units, so we'll end the turn like that. Right, so they'll switch to the Germans. They evidently have infantry, a few tanks, some other stuff, and would you look at that, the air support comes in. And there we go. So yeah, there are indeed a few anti-tank guns and stuff hidden inside these bunkers. I have a phone call. Okay, I don't know who's calling me right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but like I have the caller ID thing, and it'll actually announce it too, so it's kind of cool. But that is one AT gun down, so that's good. That makes our advance here slightly easier. I'm going to turn on this toggle line of sight thing, because what I want to do over here in this area is that I'd like to close up onto these bunkers here, because likewise I suspect these areas to hold anti-tank guns. And I guess I'll get the forward line of these heavier tanks to go forwards here, and I guess I'll keep the mine rollers in the second line. And what I want to do is, I just want to see whether or not we can perhaps smash through this area with just armor alone. Right, and over here, we'll get our guys to push forwards even more. And, ooh, they found a German Panzerschreck team. So these guys are doing their jobs. They're probing forwards and they're seeing things that we would not otherwise see otherwise. So that's good. Over here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get these sappers to use some of these scout area abilities, and this will clear up some of the areas such as these trenches where we don't have, say, full line of sight. And this will hopefully expose a few other troops. It's going to take a few attempts to do so. So be just be mindful of that. Get our guys to move forwards, get to the very outskirts of this covered region of, I guess, forested land and high vegetation. See what we can find here. Now, this Katyusha volley is going to take 2 turns to come down, so we'll have to wait until then. Shouldn't be too bad, though. And we'll get our guys to really pour through this this opening right here. Right, so there we go. We'll get those guys set up at the very tops of those locations. I'll get the heavy IS tanks to move it onto the forward slopes of this hill. That way they have some range in putting down a volley of fire onto this trench line. And there's still a good chance that there might be some troops still inside there, so we'll pummel that area. See whether or not that clears this area up. And would you look at that? We heard some German voices coming from those trench lines. So I'm gonna guess and say that there's might be a few guys hiding inside here. So we'll continue laying down a few shots, and let's see, let's get the T-34 to make its way through the marshes over there. And over here, yeah, all of our guys have effectively moved, so we'll let them take their turn. Here's some vehicle noises coming from their side, so they're probably reinforcing their front lines here with something. And we'll throw that back into our court here. So, this area will take another turn before this area gets all messed up with artillery barrage and all, so that's good. And now over here, so this bunker is cleared. This one, I want to say it harbors another gun, so we'll be careful. Let's get the IS line of tanks to move forward slightly. I want to see what else they can see here. Here's some more voices over there, so that's good to know. Right, so that area should be thoroughly suppressed, to say the least. Ooh. Would you look at that? There is an AT gun sitting right in there. So, like, we really do need to keep our tanks alive here. And I'm seeing whether or not we have any troops with smoke, and indeed we do. So here's what we'll do. We'll get the sappers to move over here. We'll get them to pluck down smoke onto just the tile in front of there, so then we technically lose sight of that, that pillbox there. It'll block the line of sight, but it won't stop our infantry from moving tad forwards here. And I'm thinking about getting our guys to move into the open here, but that is risky, to say the least. I think we'll get our guys here to sit still, perhaps use some more of those scout area abilities, see whether or not they can get the full view here. It would seem as though they're having a good time spotting into the back ranks of the enemies here, but they're not seeing into the pillboxes and all. Nevertheless, it's I think one of the better options that we have here, so we'll try to do it in either way. Let's get these guys to also move forward, so that we can also use that scout ability here as well. So, doing some nice movements all across the line here. Let's get our tanks to move forward slightly over here. I'm going to see whether or not we can perhaps fire a few shells at these suspected locations. Ooh. Yep, there is something present on this line right here. Ooh, yikes. Heavy 88mm right here. That is gonna be quite something to bust through. Or maybe not. We'll one-shot that. That works. Yep, so long as those AT guns are hidden, they do a great job in taking down targets, but if they're exposed, they will die in a very short manner. And we'll deploy one of the SMG squads. Hopefully they'll have better vision than, say, the tanks. And I think we'll just advance cautiously in that area. Oh, well, would you look at that? Another one of those heavy 88s. And they also have some mortars in the back, I see. Ah. Holy hell, they have like 3 AT guns just in this area alone. Wow. I'm gonna drop some mortars on my IS-2. It's not gonna do too much, but our IS-2 has a pretty low morale. It's not good. Now, once it switches back to our turn, we should be, we should be getting a rocket barrage here. That should really muck up all of the defenders here. That's gonna take out, yeah, one more AT gun. Truly devastating barrage. Right, so let's see what bailed. German infantry and I'm gonna guess some variant of an AT team. So that's pretty good. Now, let's see, what can we do here? It's a shame that the craters don't actually function as, say, cover. That's my only complaint there for here. Yeah, there's still some defenders inside there. That should shut down that location. There's still one AT gun over here. It's at 100 morale. Right, so let's continue our advance inside this area, and I'm going to queue up another artillery barrage so that we can secure north line over here. A tad easier than, say, it would be otherwise. Over here, there's just nothing I can get to fire on that squad, on that Pack AT gun right now. That's a shame. Now, let's see. Man, that squad is still up and going. It's gonna be suppressed now. Those guys inside the trenches are really, really resilient. Wow. They're gonna be able to avoid this. Ooh. So still a lot of guys still alive inside the trench line. It's just gonna be a back and forth encounter there. So the Soviet assault squad did alright. They took one loss and we're gonna heal that right back up. Get some of the flamethrowers come up here. Hopefully they don't encounter anything. And unfortunately they meet a machine gun. Either way, I'm gonna get them to use the flamethrower. I wanted to see that in action. Oh no, but we had to lose that squad in order to see that up and do its thing. It's kind of neat. See what we can do about moving forwards and closing with this anti-tank gun. This area is, I'd say, really weird. I don't think I can approach that anti-tank gun otherwise. Over here, let's... Nope, didn't mean to use smoke. Wanted them to use that look ability. I wanted to get them to check out this area, see what they can find. Because that is, of course, very valuable information. Pummel that area there some more. And I think that should clear up this area pretty well. Thing is that I want to get these tanks to suppress some of the other things over here as well. Right, so I mean we can bombard these locations, then I'll get my infantrymen to move forwards slightly. Still don't have any a line of sight into the actual fortifications though, so we'll see whether or not that works out in the end or not. Seeing a lot of stuff inside the middle portion of the map. Now over here, let's see what we can do. So I'm not inclined to send these tanks forwards because that Pack AT gun should be watching right on over into this area right here. So it's a shame that I can't check the line of sight on that unit. I guess what we'll do here is that we'll make a bit of a dash. See what we can do there. Likewise over here, we'll make a bit of a charge for the trench. It's going to destroy one. Hopefully rout the other one. Right, so this area is going quite nicely. I think I'll wait until the artillery barrage comes in here, but afterwards, I see this hill right here, and I can probably move the T-34 and the T-70s on top of that to secure that area, or to get some fire support over here. So with that said, right now I'm just I'm trying to figure out how I can do this cautiously, but at the same time complete that destroy 10 units objective. Alright, so we're taking some fire on that second line right there.